Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome back, and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Tonight we're going to talk about the Tom Brady retirement. The greatest of all time professional football athlete has retired as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and of course he's added a Super Bowl to our trophy case in his 2 years with our team. But it was a devastating blow to the team. They knew it was going to come. We all did when he came to Tampa Bay. The one day he would not be playing for the Bucs, and it came to an end this week with his announcement himself of the retirement. Most of us was hoping for a third year, but we're not going to get a third year. And Tom Brady has retired from football. As Buck fans, I've been a Buck fan since 1976 when they were born. I've seen many a quarterback come through the Tampa Bay organization. Doug Williams, Steve Young, Trent Dilfer, Jeff Garcia, Jameis Winston, Vinny Testaverde, just I could go on. Jack the Throwing Samoan Thompson back in the day. So I've seen a lot of quarterbacks, but never one as good as Tom Brady because he's the greatest football player that ever put on pads. He will go down as it. If you want to really look deeply into who he is, you will see he is every bit as Bill, okay? And his presence and who he is dictates why he was a winner. His work ethic, his personal, how he took care of himself, being 44 years old in a contact sport. He was playing with players that were 22 years old. He had played for 22 years and playing at the top of his game. He didn't go out like a heavyweight boxer that shouldn't have fought the last fight. He went out in the division round of the playoffs and possibly could have won that game and won the Super Bowl. So the man was at the height of his career still when he walked away. So it's a sad day for Tampa, the Buccaneer organization, losing Tom Brady in retirement. But we must be blessed that we had him for 2 years and that he took us to the Super Bowl in Tampa, the first team to ever host a Super Bowl and in the home city, and then we won the Super Bowl. So a magnificent time. We thought this year would be another repeat to that. It fell short with a 0 blitz by Todd Bowles, which I'll always remember as probably the dumbest play ever called, but it happened. And he has now officially retired. So the Bucs will have to move on. And as we said here in Sports Talk with the Cowboy, we moved to 2022 after the loss to the Rams the next day. So we're moving on to 2022 for sure now. And I think for the Buck organization, to be real with the Sports Talk with the Cowboy viewers and the people who watch the show, that the Tampa Bay organization is in the next 5 weeks that will determine the future of the Buccaneers and who is left after free agency. We have 23 players that are free agents that can negotiate and leave Tampa in the middle of March. And the Buccaneers, even though they won't say it, have to have a quarterback in place before that free agent period so that they can say to those players, this is your new quarterback. This is who's going to lead you to the championship. This is who's going to take you to where Tom had taken you. And so they're working as I am taping this broadcast on that quarterback. Who is that quarterback? I don't know. Maybe they're the only ones that do know. But we do know this. There's only 2 quarterbacks that are even remotely available that are coming to be traded in this offseason. And that would be Aaron Rodgers. And that would be he going to Denver probably. And Russell Wilson. Why would Aaron Rodgers go to Denver? Because the offensive coordinator, Hackett, has gotten the job in Denver. No coincidence he got the job in Denver, a.k.a. Aaron Rodgers is going to Denver. Russell Wilson in Seattle. He's wanted out. How about Russell Wilson? Possibility. And that the negotiations we were talking about is underway. There's no question. But you can't go into the free agency period in March and say, look, I've got no quarterback and I'm working on a trade to maybe get one. Because if you hadn't got one by the time it starts, you're not getting one. And none of the players that were with Brady are going to wait around. It's just that simple. We're keeping it real here with Sports Talk with the Cowboy. Intense negotiations are underway as we sit here right now on a new quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there's a long, long list of who it possibly could be. We've mentioned Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. We hadn't mentioned Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo. There's many, many others. Carson Wentz. Who could it be? Could it be Ginshu, whoever? We'll know more. We're going to watch. We've got a busy off season, and there's going to be a lot of news coming, and we'll keep you posted with Sports Talk with the Cowboy and all that news. So we're moving on into 2022, and this is the last press conference was last night with Jason Light, and that's what he had said, that they are moving to door number 2. And last time they did that with Jameis Winston, they opened the door and there was Tom Brady. So we're going to all be looking for the Buccaneers to be working, and we know they are. So now we're going to go on to the Super Bowl, which will be held a week from Sunday between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And it will be a tremendous game. We're here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy. We're pulling for the Cincinnati Bengals. I am, and DJX is, and we're pulling for the Cinderella to end the fairy tale. This is a 4-12 team last year, was not even expected to win 8 games, that went on to the playoffs, beat the number 1 seed Tennessee at home, and went to Kansas City and beat them to go to the Super Bowl with a second-year quarterback, Joe Burrow, which is a superstar, ladies and gentlemen. He is the real deal. He is a real deal, okay? And in my estimation, he's a top 5, top 6 quarterback in all NFL. It's Joe Burrow. Keep an eye on him. And we're going to put him for him next Sunday, a week from this Sunday, out in the Super Bowl. And it'll be the Los Angeles Rams representing the National Conference and the Cincinnati Bengals representing the American Conference. We'll have more on it next week before the Super Bowl. But we all know that that's the matchup. So we'll keep you posted on what's going on, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of media coverage of the Super Bowl. We know you will. So we're going to move on now to the WeatherTech series, the Rolex and Daytona, and the winning Michael Shank car driven by Helio Castroneves and Simon Pageau. They won the Rolex. This was the second win for them in the last 4 years. And it was a win by Michael Shank Racing again. Michael Shank is going into the Indy Racing League this year. He's venturing out in it full time. And so congratulations to Helio Castroneves and Simon Pageau in that victory at the Rolex, which is one of the triple crown jewels of endurance racing. That would be the 24-hour Rolex and the 12 hours of Sebring and the 24 hours of Le Mans. That is your triple crown of motorsports. So congratulations to them. And now we're going to go a little bit into the stadium issue with the Tampa Bay Rays. As you know, the Sister City deal was killed by Major League Baseball. There is now negotiations reopening by Stu Stenberg, the owner of the Rays, and the city of Tampa on the Ybor City site down by Channelside in Tampa for a 25 to 30,000 seat stadium there. It's preliminary, but it's a good start for them to start talking about reopening and revisiting that site that's down there in Ybor City. So we wanted to put out a little bit of Ray information here on Sports Talk with the Cowboy. And now we're going to go to our question and answers tonight. And the first question is from Deborah. And Deborah is from Wachula. And Deborah wanted to know, who did I think would replace Tom Brady as a starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Deborah, I wish I could tell you. I've sat down over the last 24 hours and read a lot of papers up in my mind and thought who could be the new quarterback. I would suspect it will be a veteran quarterback. I've got no doubt. He has to be of some caliber. He has to have had some pedigree in the league that the players who are going to go out on free agents in March will stay there to try to win with. So I would suspect it probably will be Russell Wilson. I don't think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, because I think Aaron Rodgers' bag's packed to Denver. but it could be anybody. But once you get to that lower tier quarterback, there's going to be questions. And if you've got questions on him, then the players certainly will. So, Deborah, we're just going to have to keep, you're going to have to stay tuned to Sports Talk with the Cowboy and put in your comment some information if you find it out so we can put it on the show. We're just going to keep track of what's going on. And I don't really know. I would think Russell Wilson's probably the candidate, my candidate. If you said one candidate right now, it would be Russell Wilson out in Seattle. So thank you, Deborah. God bless you. And the next question is from Tim from Winter Haven, and he wanted to know, what about Joe Burrow and his sensational season this year? Tim, Joe Burrow has taken a NFL franchise that won 4 games to the Super Bowl in his second year. He was injured half of his rookie year. That means half of his year he did not play his rookie year. This is his second year in the football, and he has taken this team to the Super Bowl. So Joe Burrow is a bona fide winner. And you'll hear it here first on Sports Talk with the Cowboy. Who is going to be the new heir to Tom Brady? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Is it Josh Allen? No. Cowboys' prognostication is this. It's going to be Joe Burrow from Cincinnati. How is it Joe Burrow from Cincinnati? Joe Burrow was raised 2 hours from Cincinnati. When he was a young boy, he went to the Cincinnati Bengal game and watched the Bengals get beat repeatedly. He tried to get on at college in Ohio State, but he wasn't accepted to play football. Went down to LSU, Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. Walked on. Was a great high school player. Walked on. Made the team. Won a Heisman Trophy at LSU, number 1 pick in the draft, and his Cincinnati Bengal hometown team picks him. And they're in the Super Bowl the second year. Cinderella. The guy's a winner. You seen it the other day. They won it on pure football savvy. They were down 21-3. Everybody I was talking to, this is going to be a runaway. I hope the Bengals can keep it close. Win it, they won it. So, Joe Burrow, a superstar in the making. And thank you for your questions, Tim. DJX, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, this week, Yard Barker says, Marvin Lewis suggests he had a sham interview with Panthers in 2002. What you make of that?
This Rooney Rule that was instituted to let minority candidates have to have a interview with an NFL team, general manager position, or head coaching job, has been used by the owners maliciously for years. They bring a minority candidate in there, and they act as if they want to hire him, and they already know who they're going to hire. They're just bringing him in there and saying, come on and have an interview so I can meet that Rooney Rule requirement. We thank all y'all for viewing us tonight and coming and watching us. We've got a lot to cover in this next few months with the Bucks, and we appreciate your continued support, and we would appreciate your continued likes or dislikes, and we appreciate you sharing our program with your friends or your enemies, whoever you feel free to do it with. And also subscribe if you haven't, and leave your comments so we can put your questions on the air and ask questions on any subject relating to sports that you would like. I cannot sign off without saying the Beijing Olympics in China will begin this week. The Beijing Winter Games of the Olympiad will start on Friday. The torch will be lit in Beijing. And we will keep you on some things. The Cool Running movie, as you all remember, the Jamaican bobsled team, they have another bobsled team. So we're going to keep you on the Jamaican bobsled team because that was a movie we all enjoyed watching as we watched Cool Running, and they have the second time in the history of the country of Jamaica a bobsled team in the Olympics. So we're going to keep you posted on that. And until then, God bless each and every one of you. God bless you, and Cowboy out.